Legendary Oscar-winning actor Richard Dreyfuss absolutely obliterates woke insanity when he made a guest appearance before the showing of Jaws at this theater, and we're going to be checking out the meltdowns that have been ensuing since then on social media from all of these wokesters, Hollywood celebrities who are completely losing their minds over what he said. And yes, we do in fact have what he said as well. This whole thing is glorious, all right, and you guys are going to see exactly why they're losing their minds, and it's going to make a lot of sense to you. One of the people that is freaking out today is this person here, and as you can see, pronouns in bio. Who could have seen that coming, right? So this, you guys already know exactly where this is heading, right? This is fantastic stuff. Richard Dreyfuss continues to prove to be one of the very few celebrities out there who is willing to take a hard stand against the woke insanity that continues to infiltrate our society. Let's go ahead and jump into all the craziness about the story. So this is a hilarious apology coming from Cabot Theater that showed Jaws, and we're going to be checking this out, and then we'll get into what Richard Dreyfuss actually said. This is amazing stuff. I love this so much. So dear Cabot patrons, I am writing to address an important matter concerning last night's event with Richard Dreyfuss at the Cabot. We deeply regret that Mr. Dreyfuss's comments during the event were not in line with the values of inclusivity and respect that we uphold at the Cabot. We understand that his remarks were distressing and offensive to many of our community members, and for that we sincerely apologize. At the Cabot, we are committed to fostering a welcoming and inclusive environment for all members of our community. All? I would like to test that theory. I would love to test that theory. I bet you they're not welcoming and inclusive to all. I would love to see someone go in there with a MAGA hat and see how well they are included in the community. The views expressed by Mr. Dreyfuss do not reflect our beliefs, and we do not endorse them in any way. So basically what this boils down to is them saying, please don't cancel us, all right? Because they know that if they upset the alphabet community, that could bring hellfire upon them, and they do not want that. Pronouns in bio chick had this that she tweeted out that apparently gives us a rundown of what he said. This is all, of course, alleged. My girlfriend's parents were there, and here's what they said. Then started sharing his views on the Me Too movement and started down the road on how you shouldn't be listening to some 10-year-old who says they want to be a boy instead of a girl. JC, what an explosion. Crowd was shouting at him and most walked out before the movie even started. Can you guys guess in the text here what the thing is that everyone is freaking out about the most, especially coming from the alphabet community? Like, the fact that this is apparently a controversial thing to say is just wild stuff. It shouldn't be a controversial thing. But the leftists are lying, guys. Who is shocked by that? Leftists lying? They never lie, guys. We have the media, of course, who are just writing all these insane articles talking about how offensive and terrible his comments were, how there were people that were walking out and all this type of insanity, and all of this does not seem to be the truth. We have the video clip of what actually happened here, so let's go ahead and check this out. We're gonna take a look at some of his comments and the reaction coming from the audience, the actual comments that he was making.
Thank you, Richard.
Doesn't everyone just sound so angry, guys? Don't they sound like they're just so offended by what he had to say?
50 years ago, without telling anybody, they took civics out of the curriculum of all public schools in America, which means we have no knowledge of who the hell we are. And if we don't get it back soon, we're all gonna die. I'm sure that your kids are not the last generation of Americans. And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Good stuff coming from Richard. We do know exactly what he's talking about here. So does it sound like it's complete and utter outrage coming from the audience listening to Richard Dreyfuss? Not at all. There might have been like 2 people that walked out, and the media completely blows it up into this whole thing of like, oh, he said something super offended and everyone walked out, and no one likes Richard Dreyfuss because he takes a stand against the woke agenda. But, you know, Richard Dreyfuss once again continues to prove that he is not afraid to speak his mind and go directly directly against all of the narratives that are being pushed aggressively on a society that, you know, if you have a stance against those things, then you are going to be vilified. And that is what is happening to Richard Dreyfuss today. He is becoming the villain because he was willing to speak up about very hot topics and go directly against the narrative, the message. So with that being said, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all in another video very soon.